Welcome to our panel. My name is Ali Al-Kaf. I'm a member of Mubadala Youth Council, coming from a technology background. And I have my colleagues here with me, Ahmed Al-Hamadi. He is also a member of Mubadala Youth Council, who worked in multiple projects related to AI in different units. And our guest also, Michael Sini, who is Chief Exploration Officer in Verto. Our topic today is very unique. It is really close to my heart from technology perspective. It will link environmental topics with gamification. In a minute, I will pass the mic to Michael. He will take us through deep insights in this topic, and we'll play a short video on that. Michael?
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. We're going to start with a small video just to show you a project that we've worked on, collaboration with Mubadala Youth. And this is a way of trying to reach the voices of those people with lived experience, predominantly younger people, and using gamification to collect data and take data to the decision-making table. So can we start the video?
Cannot control the natural disaster, but what we can do is control our response.
Thanks for attending our session. I think we might let you, by end of the session, participate with us, and you can scan the code where you will be able to play the game. So let us start. Michael, just if you can brief us with an introduction about Verto and how you came with this concept where you link environmental topics with a gaming approach, and how it captured like audience attention and encouraged them to participate.
Well, I think it starts ultimately with trying to engage people in a way in which they want to be engaged, and to take play further than badges and tokens, and really fuse the concept that if you play and spark someone's imagination and creativity, and give them the opportunity to share how they feel, what they think, what they want, and then take that data to decision makers, you really have an opportunity for unique representation. And so we've done this approach with many different topics, sport and climate, education, displacement, mental health, and each and every time we've used a play-based methodology to reach people, to share their reality with the trust that we're going to bring that data to places where they can influence.
Great to hear that. Actually, we have in our pavilion here in Mubadala, a partnership with Verto where they present the game and the survey. So Ahmed, my question will be, since you were here from the beginning of the event, how you saw the engagement of the audience with our pavilion and specifically with our pledge?
Thank you, Ali. And Assalamu alaikum, everybody. We've seen the transformation of scientific questions that was taken by Play Verto to convert it to very fun and interactive questions for all ages. From day one, we saw participants with high engagement where they wanted to add more options within their selection and want to express themselves more. The team at Playverto have bridged the gaps between scientific questions and moved it to be more fun and interactive questions where all ages can do it and enjoy doing it with their fellows.
It's really interesting because I went to different pavilions and I noticed everyone is building and combining this with gamification. Dubai municipality, they brought VR, so you can experience actually what they are doing for the environment through a virtual reality concept. And also we have another DIWA where they brought a bicycle where people can engage and they practice. It's really interesting and close because I went to every pavilion to see what they are doing when it comes to environmental subjects with a gamification. From an audience perspective, I noticed that different groups, Michael, they are participating. How accurate the information and what is your strategy when collecting this data?
Ultimately, we try to reach people of all ages because you forget how to play the older you get. But it's a beautiful thing in all of us when we use our imagination, when we're being creative. That, for me, is the intersection of where real change happens. That is change making because fear doesn't work. We can scare you into believing that the climate's in danger and stop doing this and shafa here, but ultimately I think you need to inspire people. The youngest player that's played has been 7. The oldest player has been 83. And it's a beautiful section of society, but crucially, there's power in the data. Already in some of the data that we've got from the pavilion now, we've asked people, would you change your daily habits to protect the environment? Yes. What are the barriers preventing you from changing your habits? Price, efficiency, lack of information. This is the data we need to take to businesses, to ministries, to say, the answers are here. Listen to the people and adapt your strategies based on the data.
It's actually very interesting because I noticed today we reached to almost 600 participants in the survey and the pledge. Ahmed, the question will be, how you feel the gamification concept, will it continue with the environmental topics? You saw that people are engaged and the awareness is increasing from different levels of audience group?
As Michael mentioned, yes, we want to give the audience a platform to give the answer and the way they want to be, you know. And during the past days, we have seen a very high engagement from participants where they came and enjoyed the game by answering multiple green questions in a very fun and interactive way. The Playverto games helps to raise awareness on green terminologies and green aspects and climate action awareness for everyone who participated. Also, as you mentioned, we will be giving the audience an opportunity to participate in the game and let us know how do they view it and how it can be taken forward and further. Michael, if you want to add something?
I do agree with you, and in particular from awareness perspective, something that comes from technology that you need to keep people engaged, and the most challenging part is actually people attention. So how Playverto actually getting people engaged and increasing their awareness while playing the game also?
I think there's a few crucial elements to how we do it. First of all is really telling people why. Why are we doing this? What's the intention of the project? What will we do with your data? This is the first crucial part. Secondly is the technology itself. It's playful, it's interactive, it's colorful, you change the branding. So any partner you're working with, you get to carry the power of social referral. If I'm a young person or someone who really loves a certain brand and I see that brand on the technology, I'm more open to exploring. I think the third thing really is then inviting people to imagine what next. Like, as you say, as of today, we've got 600 players, and COP is a crowded place, so we're competing. But if COP is the launch of something, and then we go and reach 600,000 players, 6 million players, this is a data set that can't be ignored. And I think that ultimately this is where we need to set our ambitions. Collecting data and making it a valuable tool for decision makers. Because I think for decision makers, it's scary. It's scary to make a decision in case it goes wrong. But if you're making that decision based on data, you can make it with confidence, because especially from a younger generation, they're future employees, they're future customers, and if they want something and you don't respond, they'll go somewhere else.
That's interesting to hear, especially from the data perspective. What is the strategy from Verto? Like, how you make sure that the data that you collected are accurate and representing the expected results from the game?
Ultimately, we work in different ways on each project with different partners. So I'll give you an example. With Unilever, we did a global survey on happiness. And ultimately, the team wanted to launch new products in new markets, but they used the happiness data to raise awareness of the products. We were able to take the data from children and from parents, and that created a global happiness curriculum, which is now has reached 3 million people as a result of this work. So I think the strategy is always demonstrating to clients and partners that doing social impact doesn't mean you can't still make a profit or grow your business. And the data can be at the heart of everything. Talking with the team at Mubadala, there's an idea that, well, why can't we collect large sets of data and give that to the incubators and the teams that are creating new businesses? So it's based on data. Why can't we take the data and influence some of our other partners so that they change their strategies based on the data, so that the voices of young people especially are heard? From an authentication perspective, we really try to ensure that we collect unique users, we verify users, data is encrypted and protected, because ultimately we want to be able to say with confidence that this is the authentic voice of the demographic we're targeting.
No, absolutely. It's very insightful. And maybe from a future perspective, where do you see this gamification concepts will also link to different topics, and also specifically with environmental topics, how it will work, where you can see it, and what is the future strategy of Verto?
I think that for the future, it's about more authentic experiences, more opportunities to reach more people, but crucially it's about the data. Ultimately, if you have a data set of 100,000 people, unique people, how do you ensure then that those voices are really shaping decisions? I was at an event earlier this morning, and they're talking about rewiring education and how the bridge between education and climate must be closed. Well, we did a project with Nike where Nike used sport as the intersection to engage people on climate. We did a research study where we were working with young runners, and we got them to explore the connection between running and their own mental well-being, and then running and the health of the planet. And of everybody that played, they self-assessed that the skills I use for being a runner set big goals, break them down into small ones. Be part of a team. Be prepared to endure. Be resilient. Constantly train. They're the same skills for me to be a climate activist. So I think the way we need to approach this is to be imaginative, to be different. Play gives us a whole realm of opportunity to engage people in different ways. Not our standard, please sit down, please study, please remember, and then go and get a job. It needs to be embedded in the way we exist. And play is a great way for us to bring as parents into the family home, as teachers into the classroom, as leaders into the business. And if we reach everywhere and we have a common data set, this can't be ignored. And it's special.
You touched based on very important thing. I will ask Ahmed about being parents and your kids playing games. How you balance between the benefits that they get and also between the games that they will play. Especially when you want to raise awareness through gamification. You know how difficult it is.
It is, Ali, very difficult to balance between gaming, sharing knowledge, and education. And for me, it has been a very crucial experience. It's like what to share, what to give, what is the limit to let them, get the education from technology, either iPad, TV, or other stuff. But at the end, it is as long you monitor it and if you have clear agenda, what you are giving to your kids, I think you are getting your target on how to pass the knowledge to them.
No doubt. I believe this is the future, actually. The way that most of the educations are going through, and it will be through gamification. And it's really interesting how it's continuously improving and continuously changing. Previously, you saw it through phones. Now we can see it through virtual reality. And later on, maybe something interesting will come up.
Can I give you another example? If you're a fan of Lego, or your children play Lego, I'm certainly a fan of Lego. My son gets Lego every birthday and every Christmas because I'm getting a present for myself. But we did a project with Lego where Lego invited children to build a solution to a real-world climate issue. And the children built their solution out of Lego. They took a photo on the Play Verto technology. They described what their solution was. And Lego packaged up that data and took it to COP26 as the voice of children to present to the world leaders. The biggest piece that I loved about that project, before the children were asked to be creative, we asked them, how do you feel about environmental problem solving? A Likert scale, 5 choices. The main choice, before they got creative, they felt anxious, or they wanted someone else to solve the problems. After they got creative and built a solution and played, the choice shifted, and they said, I'm excited to solve them. And this is what we're talking about. Reach children using creativity, reach them with their imaginations, and they will build you the solutions. You just need to unleash it. And as adults, we need to try to remember that we were once children who enjoyed playing too.
No doubt in that. Ahmed, if you have any final thoughts or notes regarding the same topic of gamification, I believe we reached to the end of our session.
Thank you, Ali and Michael. We've seen a very high engagement through Play Verto games. We've seen many suggestions and pledges. We were surprised by the suggestion of the gamers. Some of them said we want to see a river in UAE. Some of them they said we want to see a forest. I'm not sure if those people are aware of our seasons, and how we can have a forest in UAE. But I think definitely those ideas and those pledges are something for us to take in consideration. Also, we've seen other recommendation, not on green energy only. We've seen the recommendation on pink energy, blue energy, and black energy, and we were like, wow, our participants are on a different level. and we have to see how we can include those comments, after COP for future usage and reference. And thank you, Michael, and the team for the fun activity you guys created.
I believe it's no doubt it's a very interesting concept. It will continue evolving, and you will see more and more, hopefully, gamification concept that to raise awareness in environmental topics and subjects. Final note from your side, Michael, if you want to add something.
Well, just a thank you to Mubadala Youth for the collaboration, and to the volunteers in the Forest of Dreams for helping people play. Please go and see them. Please scan the QR code and play. And we're around to talk to you if you want to explore with us how we can take this further and reach more people. Thank you.
Thank you. I think now we have a couple, we can open the floor for questions. If we can take a couple questions from the audience. If anyone have any question about the gamification or the topic. Easy question, please. Huh? No difficult questions. Yes, please.
This question is going to be to Michael. So how can you balance, when you spoke about the children, how can you balance their education and them playing the games, and how can you really have it interactive 100% so that it can contribute to their education at the end of the day?
There's a word, I definitely didn't make it up, but I'll use it here today. Edutainment. And this is exactly it. The education has to be entertaining, it has to be fun, it has to be interactive. And this is what we're trying to do. It's just one step. But I think when you play, you can absorb information, you can share information, and then crucially with the data, you take the conversations forward further. And this, for me, brings education beyond the classroom. It brings it into everyday conversations, and that's where real change happens. We're influenced by the people we love. We're influenced by the people we like. If we see them changing their behavior because they've played an experience that's shaped their mind and their heart, we may follow.
That's true. Thank you for that.
Do we have any other questions? One last question, and I think with this, thanks, Michael. Thanks,
Shukran.
Ahmed, for participating. Thanks to our audience for your attention. With this, we end our session. Hopefully, you will enjoy COP28. Thank you.
Shukran.